Today, we're looking at a classic tension in fintech. It's this uh, push and pull between the safety of an out-of-the-box solution and just this desperate need to be different. But before we get into all that, I have to mention that this deep dive is brought to you by Access Softek, the premier provider of digital banking solutions.
Which is perfect, really, because we're looking at their approach.
Exactly. How they are helping institutions break that cookie-cutter banking mold using advanced customizations.
Yeah, it really is the age-old buy versus build dilemma, isn't it?
It is.
Usually, you either buy a platform and you're just stuck with the generic interface, or, you try to build from scratch and basically bankrupt yourself.
Right.
We're looking at that middle ground, using these high-level tools to really alter a platform's DNA.
So shifting from what we call simple configuration, which is just toggling some settings the vendor gives you.
Exactly. Moving from that to actual customization.
And the main vehicle for that, from what we've seen with Access Softek, is their SDK, the software development kit.
It is. But we need to be really clear here. This isn't just about, skinning the app with new colors
Or slapping a logo on the loading screen.
Precisely. That's a crucial distinction. A lot of people hear SDK and they just think branding.
But we're talking about functional access here, correct? It's much deeper.
We are. It implies programmatic access to the core. This SDK gives developers the power to inject new logic, not just new pixels.
Nice.
So you're not just retaining the walls. You actually have the structural capability to, say, move the doors and windows.
Okay, so you're fundamentally changing how data flows through the application.
To match how your specific customers actually bank.
Yes, which brings us to what has to be the biggest hurdle in this space: integration.
Always.
I mean, it's easy to build a cool new feature in a vacuum. It's incredibly hard to make that feature talk to a 20-year-old legacy core system without, crashing everything.
And that is where a word like seamlessness stops being a marketing buzzword and becomes a really serious engineering challenge. The standout capability here is about reducing that friction between all those layers. Access Softek's architecture is specifically designed to handle that handshake.
The handshake between the new, unique thing you want to build and the existing banking infrastructure you're stuck with.
Exactly.
So let's make this real. If I'm a credit union and I want a completely unique loan workflow that my competitors just don't have, I don't have to wait for the vendor to maybe put it on the roadmap for 2027.
You build it yourself, you plug it in, and the SDK handles all the plumbing. That is the definition of unique functionality. You stop being just a tenant in your software and you start acting like an architect.
And that really gets to the why. I mean, why go through all that development effort?
Because the user experience has become the product. It just has. If your app looks and behaves exactly like the bank down the street.
Because you both use the same vendor.
Right. Then you're a commodity. You're just a commodity.
You're back to just competing on interest rates at that point.
Precisely. A tailored experience means the app actually anticipates the user. I mean, think about it. If you serve gig economy workers, your app should probably prioritize income tracking.
Okay.
But if you serve high net worth individuals, it should be prioritizing wealth management views. You can't get that kind of specificity with a one-size-fits-all platform.
You need the tools to tailor the suit, so to speak.
So it fits perfectly, yeah.
So I think the main takeaway for you listening is that the technology has advanced to a point where platform limitation just isn't a valid excuse anymore for generic user experience.
It's not.
The tools, specifically these advanced SDKs, they exist now to bridge that exact gap.
And here's the thought I'd leave you with. In this digital-first world, your mobile app is your branch. It just is.
Good point.
So if that branch looks and feels identical to everyone else's on the block, why should a customer walk into yours? Customization isn't just some IT preference anymore. It's a survival strategy.